It's mirrored. It's
yeah. All right, everybody set up. Good to start rolling. We've got head coach Beth Mullins. We'll take just a general opening statement, and then you'll be good to ask questions.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm just about as excited as every coach probably is in the country right now. I think, what happened last year was extremely tough for everybody, but I think the teams that are going to come out here and, have played against each other a lot over the last 10, 11 months, and the teams that come out and just take it one game at a time and don't get too excited, since this is going to be a new experience for everybody. But we've got a really talented team. I think it's one of the most talented, if not the most talented team we've had in a long, long time. That we've got the pitching, we've got the defense, and we've got probably the best offense I've had since I've been here. So really excited. I think everybody's going to be, the unknown is going to happen on Friday, but I'm really excited about this mature group, and I think they're going to come out ready to go.
All right, we can go ahead and take questions.
Coach, given how last season ended for everyone, how much of your guys' mindset going in is hype and excitement? You kind of touched on a little bit compared to cautious optimism.
Yeah, it's an unknown. I mean, I've done this a long time. And so every beginning of the year, you kind of know what to expect. Your kids are going to be amped up and everything, but I think this is on a whole nother level. So we've talked to our group a lot about, we've played against ourselves a lot. And so that's all we're going to have to do when we come out Friday. But, there's going to be a lot of anticipation. I mean, these kids love to play the game and they haven't been able to for 11 months. So I think every coach's goal is going to be able to how to juggle letting your kids enjoy that moment, but also you want them to enjoy it by playing the best that they're capable of. And I think that's going to be played at a lower level than probably they're going to show up. So I think really practicing, bringing that energy down just a little bit so they can play at their optimal is, what you want for your kids, because you want them to enjoy the way they play on Friday.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the unknown. I think the preseason polls were released today. It had to be a lot harder this year to vote for the standings, again, with the unknown. How hard was that? Kind of talk through that process, and in terms of preparing for opponents this year, it's got to be different. Got to be tough.
Yeah, it is different. We only played one conference opponent last year. So you kind of have to, when we get into conference, look at the rosters and go back 2 years to see what they've done. So I think the teams that mature the most, and those freshmen that are technically freshmen again, but really have a half a season under their belts, are going to be a lot of the difference makers. I mean, because are they going to act like freshmen again, or are they going to show up and be sophomores and have learned from their experience? So I feel really good about our group. I think every single one of our classes have grown a lot over the last 11 months, honestly. So I think scouting opponents, it's just going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of new. I think you're going to have to approach every game as if you're, I think in-game adjustments are going to be huge. I think watching film, I've got 2 great assistants that have done a great job preparing us and having film on all of our opponents and scouting reports, but in-game adjustments and just your kids going out and playing the game the way that we play at Troy, I think is going to be really the main thing we can do. So there is a lot of unknown, but we talk about hitting the curveball a lot. And I think the unknown has become very normal. And I think our kids are prepared for that. And they've done a great job for the fall and the spring of just hitting everything we've thrown at them, which is, a great attribute to have in a team right now.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about a couple of those young players that you saw some of last year in Libby Baker and Ansley Finch. What did you see of them, the little time you did get to spend with them last year, and what are you expecting from those 2 this year?
Yeah, I mean, when we recruited them, you knew there was a lot of talent there. I mean, they're incredibly, they've got incredible high ceilings of talent. And when they came in last year, they showed a lot of that, but maybe not as much as they have in the last, like I said, since we've kind of been shut down and started back. But both of them have grown tremendously. I mean, Libby Baker, I'm excited to show her off to the world of softball. I mean, I think our hitters can attribute to the growth that she's had over the last year. I think she's going to be huge in our staff. I mean, obviously, Leanna's done an amazing job for this program, but she can't do it by herself, and it's a pitching staff. So you've got to have multiple pitchers that can go 7 innings, because at the end of the year, you've got to have a fresh staff. And I think Libby throwing the way, if she goes out there and throws the way that she has been throwing against her teammates, it's going to be a really tough team to score runs on. So, and then Ansley's been doing the same thing. I mean, she's an incredible outfielder. She came in this spring after a long break and just was killing the ball. She's been doing the same thing. And both of them, if they do the same things that they've been doing in practice, they're going to have really good years and careers.
Hey, Coach, talk about roster management. Obviously, you have a lot of the players coming back that in a normal year wouldn't be back. You got, I'm assuming some incoming freshmen. Talk about, those challenges and what you guys were able to do with all that.
Oh, I call it a blessing. It's not a challenge at all. I mean, having Katie Webb back for a 5th year is a blessing. So I know a lot of coaches are dealing with, just a lot of kids on the roster. Honestly, it didn't hurt us that much. We're still at 22, which is very manageable. We have 4 really talented freshmen that have added to the depth. I think you can expect to see some of them out on the field, but we're not sitting like a lot of teams at 26 in the 30s or anything like that. So, Katie came back and is going to continue to, hold that spot in the middle of our lineup. And like I said, it's not really a challenge for us right now. It's a blessing. So we added a pitcher to our already amazing pitching staff. We added some really mature freshmen that have really challenged the rest of our team and made ourselves better. And then we brought Katie back, who, has been a staple for a long time. So I feel I would never wanted this situation to happen, but if it did happen, I feel very lucky that we are blessed with kind of a very manageable roster this year.
Coach, you already mentioned that pitching staff and the addition there, you return 100% of your staff back this season. What are your expectations for that pitching staff? And also, how do you think the addition of Brianna Bailey upgrades that bullpen?
I mean, to give up 0 runs the whole season. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, our expectation is the same. I mean, they've been amazing. They work their butts off in the bullpen. I've got an amazing assistant coach, Holly Ward, that's our pitching coach, that challenges them on all different levels. And we already had a really talented pitching staff, and she's done nothing but made each and every one of them better. So the expectation is just to get a little bit better every day. And we've had a lot of days in between now when we last played and now. So the expectation is to just be that much better. And I thought we started off great as a pitching staff. I mean, we pride ourselves on pitching and defense, and that's still the case right now. And, I think the mentality of going out there at the beginning of this weekend and just doing what you've been doing for really your whole lives, but in particularly the last 10 months, even though we haven't had anybody else on the side, but it doesn't matter what batter steps into the box. I don't do anything but expect them to just keep doing what they've been doing. So, are we going to give up some runs? Yes. Do I think we're going to give up many? No.
You obviously have a lot of games coming up this weekend, some good opponents coming in. How much are you going to weigh success and winning, worrying about the opponents and, kind of finding out about yourself during this weekend?
We're not going to worry about the opponent at all. That's just something we've done for years, though. I mean, we talking about, you're just playing against yourselves, which is great because we've been doing it a lot. I mean, we really have. We've been living up to our motto by literally playing ourselves. But that's kind of what we've held true to for a long time. And we just want to go 1-0. So, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We're going to keep playing Troy softball and just trying to go 1-0. And then once that game's over, we'll hopefully celebrate for 10 minutes. And then we're just going to go 1-0 again. So I think managing the energy and the unknown is going to be the most important thing. And as strange as this sounds, I do not care who we play. I will put our team out there against anybody because they're not worried about who they're playing. They're worried about playing Troy softball.
Coach, I spoke with you a couple of weeks ago just about, your hitters. You're returning, I think it was 98% of your RBI this year. Just for Troy fans coming in to watch games this year, is there any specific hitters that they should have their eye on this season?
Man, there's a lot of them. We've looked really good. And again, we've got a ridiculously good pitching staff. So the more you face them, the better you get as hitters. And we've had to face them a lot. And so I really do give our pitching staff a lot of the credit for the growth our offense has shown. But I mean, there's a lot of them. I think, the same hitters that had really good years last year, and Katie Webb, Katie Lively, Kelly Horn, Jade Sinnis, Candela Figueroa, all of those same kids are having really good falls and springs. So I don't expect that to be any different. I think we have some freshmen that are going to do a really good job. I think there's always a surprise. So Megan Patterson last year was kind of the surprise for everybody as a freshman coming in and hitting like 340. So I think there's going to be surprise kids that you just don't know until you put them out there in game situations. And there's just some kids that are just, when the lights turn on, they just are great. So I'll be excited to see who those kids are. But honestly, the same hitters that had really good years last year are having really good spring so far. So I expect the same, if not better, from every single one of them.
Coach, with the Trojan Classic and the Troy Invitational, home field, good opponents, what benefits do you see that come with, once again, starting your season with these big events?
I think being at home. I think traveling right now with all of this is difficult. I think we'll experience that in a couple of weeks, but I think being at home during this beginning is key. Our kids love Troy. They love playing at our facility. We have a beautiful facility. I'm very blessed. And, getting to have home fans here. I mean, we are going to have, I think, 50% capacity. So we will have people in the stands, which will be great. But I think just being at home with the unknown is going to be a comfort level that we're going to get to have. And we're able to bring in really good quality teams. And we have a great field crew that does a great job on our field and allows us to just go play the game. And I'm excited to do that.
Any more questions for Coach? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, guys, we've got Leanna Johnson. She is a pitcher out of Brantley, out of Alabama, announced preseason all-conference this morning as well. Leanna will take questions.
Leanna, what was the offseason like? Obviously, not like any other offseason you faced, I'm sure. What have you been working on, and how excited are you to get back on the field?
Wow. The off season, I'm not going to lie, it was tough. You didn't really know what you were working for, just because you didn't know if that was going to happen, just like what we went through with COVID and stuff. But it was a good off season. Just practicing, getting better, working on pitches, making them better, learning some new stuff. But it was good. And I think we're just ready to get back out there.
Leanna, after your success last year, how are you looking to improve this season? And what areas do you want to get better at?
It's like Coach said, at the end of the day, we're going 1-0. I know my teammates are behind me. We got a great defense. We got a great pitching staff. I just want to get better at just being the best for the team, whatever I can do, being where my feet are, playing in the moment, and just at the end of the day, going 1-0.
Have you had a second to think about what this weekend or what Friday is going to be like when you step back on the field and you get to play a competitive game against somebody else?
Yes, I think we've had many seconds to think about it, actually. It's exciting. It's like Coach said also earlier, it's kind of like the unknown. You have certain expectations of what to expect, but then again, you don't really know what to expect. I think this team is really ready to show what we got, just ready to get back out there and compete as a whole.
Leanna, I asked your coach about the pitching staff and her expectations for this season, and she joked and said no runs. What are your expectations for the pitching staff this season? And also, what do you think of the addition of Brianna Bailey?
Hey, I agree with her. No runs are going to be great, but we have a really great pitching staff. All 5 of us are great. we all bring different stuff to the table. I just think we have a high expectation of just going out there and playing our game, throwing our game, knowing that our defense is behind us and we're going to get outs. Like, we're going to get pop-ups, we're going to get strikeouts, ground balls, Bree was a great addition to this staff. She's really transitioned well. I think she's going to be very effective and just help us out totally as a team and a staff.
Any more questions for Leanna? Awesome. Thanks, Leanna.
Thank y'all.
Awesome, guys. We've got first baseman Katie Webb. She's from Salem, Alabama, also announced on the preseason All-Sunbelt team today. Katie Webb will take questions.
Hey, Katie. To talk about the offseason and the decision to come back, was it an easy one? And on top of that, did you have any discussions with other seniors about, hey, let's bring it back one more year and let's finish what we started? Just kind of talk about the process of deciding to come back.
For me, there really was not another option. I was so thankful that I was able to come back. I was not ready to tell the game bye. I was not ready to tell the girls bye, especially the girls. I definitely got cut short with that. And for me, I wasn't going to graduate until December anyway. So I was like, hey, why not push out for another semester? So for me, like I said, there was literally, if I was able to come back, I would have not taken any other option. So I'm very thankful to the coaches here and the athletic department for allowing me to come back and paying for my way to be here. It's just been really great. I'm very blessed and very thankful to have been able to come back. As for off season, it was weird being home for so long for me. Like, I was like home since March. So it was just weird working hard, getting ready to come back and, just really waiting for this moment to be able to play again and be able to do what I love, to be able to do what I've loved for my whole life and be able to just play one more season with my girls and just make memories that'll last a lifetime.
Katie, speaking of being a fifth-year senior, what kind of leadership do you think that you can provide or have provided for this team on and off the field?
I think as a leader, you have to be able to lead by example. And I feel like I've done a very good job of leading the girls, just being there in any aspect that I can be for them. I kind of have seen it all in a way here. And so anything they come to me with, I've been through it personally, or I have been through it as a teammate. And I feel like I've been able to really help the incoming freshmen and transfers and just everybody else here really just be able to adjust and adapt to this crazy time we're living in. It's been hard for all of us, but it's definitely helped us to mature as a team and really helped us be able to lean on each other more than I've ever experienced with a team. And that is really crucial in transferring to the game. And like, we're a family, we're sisters. There's no, bad things going on here. Like we really do look good and we really do love each other like a family. That's part of our core values is excellent family and grit, and family is definitely the most important to me. And I really think we do a good job of keeping each other, well, and helping each other stay where we need to be and keeping our standards high.
Do you see any benefits, or what kind of benefits, I should say, with having the Trojan Classic, the Troy Invitational, all these home games to start off your season?
I think, like Coach said, the unknown, is just really, nobody knows. So I think being at home is definitely settling because we'll be comfortable. We'll be, in our element. We love playing at home. Like she said, everybody here we love the environment in Troy, and being able to be home for 2 straight weekends will definitely, I think, be an advantage for us. And I just I know we will take it to full advantage, and we'll definitely
be able to just perform well here and do our thing, because we've been waiting a long time to do it. And we've said to each other, we have like a pissed off attitude, you know, kind of like we're gonna get it done. And I just really am thankful that we're able to get to do it again. And I know there's been a lot behind the scenes going on to get us to be able to play, and I'm just really thankful to all those people who have been working so hard to be able to get us back out on the field.
Any more questions for Katie?
I got one more. Katie, I spoke with you a couple weeks ago. First off, congratulations on being named to all conference. But when I asked you about the upcoming season, you said that you had chills just thinking about it. Now that we're just a few days out, what are your emotions coming into this?
I have chills thinking about it right now. Like, I'm telling you, we all have been waiting for this for so long. I honestly, in my whole life of playing softball, have never gone this long without playing a game. And it's been so weird just, you know, not being able to actually play. But we've been doing a lot of scrimmaging, which has definitely helped our ability, like our talent and our skills. And we have a great team. And Coach always says iron sharpens iron. And we are making each other very, very good. And I just am ready to be able to play and be able to show what all we've been working on. We've been working so hard and so long, and I can't say anything, but like, we're just so ecstatic. Like, we're going to definitely have to keep our energy levels on the Dumbo, as we like to say, and not be all like jacked up, even though it's going to be hard to control it. Like, we're going to be good. We're excited, and I literally cannot wait.
Any more questions for Katie? Awesome. Thanks, Katie. Also, guys, last but not least, we've got Kelly Warren. She's a second baseman out of Tallahassee, Florida. Also, another Trojan announced to the preseason All Sun Belt team. So Kelly will take questions.
Kelly, can you tell me what it feels like to be on the preseason all conference?
It's such an honor. The Sun Belt Conference is just a really talented conference. There's so many good players that could definitely be considered for this honor, but I'm just really appreciative, and it's definitely not about me. It's about the team, and I'm just excited to get going this season.
Kelly, you've gone through a shortened season due to injury and then another one due to COVID. Can you kind of just talk about what your mentality is coming into this season because of that?
Right. So my eligibility is really different just because of my injury and then COVID season last year. It's definitely just been tough, but we're definitely excited about getting going. Like Leanna and Coach Mullins and Katie Webb has said, it's been a tough 11 months. It's been a long time coming. And Friday, you know, there's a battle of, we got to manage of, it is what you got to let it be what it's going to be. And then just also managing those nerves and that excitement. But I'm definitely ready to get going with my girls. I'm excited to take the field and just for everybody to see what we've been doing all off season.
Would you say that you have a chip on your shoulder because of the past?
There's no chip. I'm just excited about getting going. Absolutely no hard feelings towards the game. I truly believe everything happens for a reason. The Lord has a plan, and I have no hate in my feeling for anything that has happened in my career. It's absolutely made me a better person, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
Awesome. We have any more questions for Kelly? Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.